Welcome to the Pioneer Agronomy Update. It's glorious to be out and about today as we're kicking off the Pioneer Agronomy Updates for the 2023 growing season. Putting in a plot here in the Jamestown area. We got Leon Clucky that's out there getting this plot put in the ground, and it's great to see. Field agronomist Eric Laggy is with us. Eric, great to have you. It's our first go around. Appreciate the chance to connect.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's exciting to finally be out in the field here. Like you said, we're in the Jamestown area, and we're starting to finally see some field activity starting up.
It's fantastic. It's been such a late start. We're all itching to go. In this Jamestown area, can you kind of give us the flavor? What are field conditions like?
Yeah, so things in my area, at least, you know, in the Jamestown area, kind of starting to kick off where field conditions are good. We got good moisture. A lot of that snowpack. Typically in a normal year, there's enough frost where a lot of that water runs off. I think we saw a good amount of it kind of uptake into the soil, which is leading to some good moisture for seeding. There's a lot of guys going in this area, and then as you get further west as well.
It's good to be out moving. That forecast, what's that mean for us as far as continuing down that path?
Yeah, so, you know, some guys were a little worried earlier in the week, you know, about maybe putting some corn in the ground, you know, if we do get a little moisture. But with the way the forecast is shaping up with, you know, getting up into the 70s and those nighttime high or lows staying at 50 or above is a big deal for especially corn and soybeans. We want to make sure we're, you know, have that soil temp around 50 degrees or above. So that'll get that corn up out of the ground, you know, hopefully within 10 days after planting with the way the forecast is looking.
We don't get a lot of GDUs in that early part of May, so we're not really behind when you take a look at where we're sitting.
No, not at all. I think I was just actually looking at it this morning. The last 2 days here, each day, yesterday and today, we had, you know, depending on the area, between 12 and 13 GDUs for the entire day. So it's pretty marginal. You know, corn in particular is going to take anywhere from 115 to 125 GDUs to emerge out of the ground. So, you know, if we're only accumulating that 12 to 13 GDUs in a day, it's going to take, you know, roughly 10 days to come out of the ground. With some moisture in the forecast, things are looking really favorable.
Are there some recommendations you'd have for that grower when a compacted spring season here?
Yeah, so I mean, a few of the fields that we want to keep kind of top of mind are some of those ones that, you know, typically see fall tillage, you know, corn residue that normally gets worked a little bit in the fall, you know, that we weren't able to because it was so dry. So you want to make sure, you know, that we're managing that amount of residue that you know might not typically have. So making sure those planter systems are working like they're supposed to, with the opening wheels and the closing discs all working properly to ensure that good seeding depth. You know, with corn we want to be, you know, depending on where that moisture level's at, we want to be 1 3/4 down to you know, 2.5 in the ground for corn. Soybeans, you want to be anywhere from 1 inch to 1 3/4 depending on where that moisture is at.
You got one of those fields with some heavy residue right next to us.
Yep.
You've also got some seed in the ground. Maybe you can give us a little demonstration on what you do see as far as seeding depth here. Eric, can you find where we're at? What are we seeing?
So it's always good when you're out there first starting out to make sure you're checking your planting depth. We planted a few seeds in the ground here. Gotta see if we can find them. They're in here somewhere. Typically you want to make sure you're right around that 2 inches. Here's one here in the, you know, Jamestown area here. We're seeing you know, good moisture, you know, 1 inch or so down. So with the corn, you want to go out and check. You know, if you're about 2 inches on corn, that's right where you want to be for planting depth.
You know, we always only get one chance to get this crop hopefully in the ground. We want to do it right the first time, so you want to make sure we're taking care of planting depth. And it's always good to get off that tractor too and see what is in the field.
Yeah, it's really important right away. There's always, it's inevitable something's going to go wrong. You just got to be ready for it and pay attention so you don't get half of your crop in the ground before you realize something was wrong.
We got the rush of the season. What about weed control? I know everybody wants to get some pre's down and take care of these weeds when they're small.
Yeah, soybeans in particular, you know, pre's are going to be critically important. You know, you get that busyness of that spring season. You want to get things planted. It's important to take the time to get those pre-sprayed, so you're, you know, starting that field off clean and staying clean throughout the entire growing season.
There's always a quarter you weren't sure what you're going to do with. Maybe you're going to switch something up here. For those flex acres, you guys still got seed for these guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there's some guys, you know, with getting a little later in the season for starting out, might be shifting some wheat acres to either corn or soybeans. If you have any questions on any Pioneer seed, give your local seed agency a call, and they'll definitely get you set up with some seed for this season.
We're looking forward to a big season ahead with our Pioneer Agronomy updates. Eric, great to have you on board with us.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun.
Eric Laggy with us, field agronomist. And again, we got Leon Clucky out there putting this crop in the ground here. His final season of putting in these plots. It's always great working with Leon as we've been out and about each and every growing season. Again, our Pioneer Agronomy update along with Sierra Doctor. I'm Don Wick on the go for the Red River Farm Network.